Hello, this is Dr. Gary, making good bosses into great leaders with compassionate accountability. I come to you to speak to all you Precision Walls leaders about triggers. Yes, so 2 stories on triggers. I'll give you a bonus 25 points if you come up with 3. So we only have a couple of weeks. My calendar says, August 23rd and 24th, we're going to be together for a day and a half. And the Statarians have a lot prepared for you. We're working on that, and we hope to make this an extremely fun, energetic, and learning day and a half with us. So triggers. Let's talk about triggers for a second. You have a handout in somewhere along the line that you saw this that talks about emotional triggers that include emotional state, physical state, presence of others, and so on. Use that as a guide to remind you. And you might have been able to see on the backside, I've got my handy dandy model right here. We got a stimulus. We've got our internal dialogue, which is where the magic happens, right? That's where the trigger occurs, because we look at another human being or we look at a situation and we make some judgments and assumptions about them. And based on that, we show up in a certain way, both negatively and positively. In fact, there's all kinds of triggers. There's triggers around us all the time. You may wake up in the morning and smell bacon and think, oh, that's great. I'm going to have some bacon. And then you realize, yeah, you're not supposed to be eating bacon. So you have this internal dialogue about whether you will or you won't and how much you love bacon. So we've got decisions to make about this stuff all the time. Be aware of when that emotional state hits you and you feel yourself being irritated or agitated or just a little frustrated, and it can take you off your game. That emotional stuff that goes in our head gets into that limbic system, shuts down the neocortex, and we talked about this with emotional intelligence. But by reframing the situation, you can create more positive outcomes daily. Now, I want to make a point. This is hard. This is really hard to think about these reframing and figure out what you're going to do differently in the future. So look at the triggers in terms of what you want to stop and reframe, what you want to start doing differently, and then what you just want to continue to do, that you look at it and you say, you know what, this is good enough. And you can ask yourself at the end of the day, did I do my best? Did I do my best against my mission statement? Did I do my best to treat others with respect? Did I do my best to build relationships? Did I do my best to set expectations and set goals? And did I do my best to just be happy today? If you can take a look at those things, and when you're not doing your best, to understand what those triggers are and how you can reframe them for those situations, maybe, just maybe over time, you can reduce the amount of upheaval that you're feeling by reducing the triggers. Love to hear the stories. I don't care if you can reframe it or not. We want to hear the stories on triggers that you've simply become aware of, and maybe we can help you with some of those triggers when we get together in a couple of weeks. So you don't have to have all the answers or all the solutions, but let's spend the next couple of weeks being aware when you didn't do your best, you didn't show up the way you wanted to show up, so that you can identify how you can approach those in the future, maybe reframe them, and show up as the person, the father, the husband, the wife, the mother, the brother, the sister that you want to be every single day. Yeah, it's hard, but I got faith in you. You can do it, and the Statarians are here to help. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks, and more to come on all kinds of stuff soon when we get together for a day and a half to take a look at this and other things as we move forward. This is Dr. Gary, making good bosses into great leaders with compassionate accountability.